to Young. Young's got the lead up to 2 now for Atlanta.
And the effortless shooting motion. Young's three-point jumper is just poetry in motion and has it on automatic.
Murray, no good. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Kid Gilchrist looking around. It's Young on the wing. Over Vonleh. Young's shot is off. For Denver, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Brown, and finished off by Brown.
Hey, guys, if you let Brown get close to the basket, you face the consequences. Just a tremendous athlete with unreal dunking ability.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
And you look at how the Nuggets have become the team they are. A lot has to do with player development.
Exactly. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Denver has done a great job in the draft. Identify talent, stick to your guns in choosing that talent, then build it, develop it. Their front office has been fantastic.
Change here. Aminu's checked in. Maxi Kleba, he's checked in for the Nuggets. For Atlanta, they come in off the loss to New York. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, when Trae Young was in college, he was known for his long-range shooting. But Young says, the people who know me best know that I'd rather get an assist than any other stat. I pride myself on making the right play. Knowing your teammates get joy and excitement from playing with you is all I care about. Kevin?
That's great to see. Thank you, D.A.
And, of course, all the comparisons to Steph Curry. Young just trying to be the best version of himself. And we've already seen the upside.
Now, here's Brown. 58 seconds left to play in the first half. Shot clock at 6. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
All right, a chance to look at numbers for Young. Good season for him last year. He was around 19 points per game last year. 8 assists and 3 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
Ross kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Back to Ross. Hits the jumper in space. Ross has got his first 2 points of the night.
And that's where Ross has been most efficient. Raining it off the catch. Love it.
Murray against Young. Murray dishes to Valanciunas. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
Boy, Valanciunas, a mountain of a man, a solid big guy who scores well and provides a lot of length and muscle inside.
Valanciunas hits them both. There's 10 seconds left in the first half. Now here's Wiggins. from deep three-point range, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. It's Atlanta up 2. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thank you. Andrew, the energy and effort were apparent throughout that first half. How were you able to do it?
We had a good practice, working hard, really putting things together. Keep doing it, we can come out with a W.
Hey, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. They had a slight edge on the scoreboard in the second quarter, but only by the slimmest of margins.
Coming in, they wanted to be patient with the basketball, move it around, and get high percentage looks. Obviously, that's going to be big.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
You hear that sound, Ernie? That's the sound when a guy has tunnel vision, Ernie. And they got tunnel vision right now. Not enough movement on and off the ball offensively. Not enough of a pass-first mentality. They need to get the assist numbers up. The offense will improve from there.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. It's been one outstanding game from Trae Young.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. Jamal Murray is out there with Jaylen Brown. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. Then there's Harris. And it's Kleba in at the power forward. Now here's Wiggins. Off target on the 15-footer. Murray outside. Mark, I want to take you back a bit here to 1982. What was going through your mind over your first few NBA games?
Well, Kevin, first of all, I was really excited and thankful to have a chance to realize a dream, but I was also a little bit nervous going up against some of the guys that I had watched and idolized from afar. But once you're between those lines, it's not about idolizing guys. It's about trying to posterize them.
Any player in particular, one player that you looked out on the floor and you were out there as well, said, oh my goodness, look who I'm playing against tonight.
Well, when we first saw the Celtics and the Sixers, Larry Bird and those great teams in the 80s, Cedric Maxwell and Kevin McHale, and then the Sixers, my rookie year, won it all. And they had Moses Malone, Dr. J, Bobby Jones, some of the greats in the game. So those two teams, and Dr. J and Larry Bird in particular.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Now, here is Young. He's got 13.
Starting slow in this half, 0 for 3 so far.
Here's Brown. The baseline jumper goes down. Brown's got the lead up to 4 now for Denver. And so Young will bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Still looking for their first bucket of the second half. And here we go. Fast break. Murray's got it. And the shot goes in. Murray's got 8 points.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Hey, I don't know if it was changing baskets or what, guys, but they clearly look a lot better offensively.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
Boy, you look at Maximilian Kleba, the German native. I mean, this guy is a very capable shooter, but it's his defense that keeps him on the court. He's 6'11", but has quick feet, which allows him to defend multiple positions.
Atlanta making some changes. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Aminu. Dennis Anderson in for Ross. And then for Denver, Mason Plumlee's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. And Vonleh's subbed in for Maxi Kleber. Now, here is Young. He's got 13. To stop the run, 2 points. That one goes. He's got 15. Mark, you think of European players, it's usually the offensive end where they thrive, but Kleber is a versatile defensive stopper, too.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, this guy can shut you down because he moves his feet. He's strong, really keeps driving lanes from opening up on the perimeter, and his positioning and timing.
By Tobias Harris. Anderson passes to Young. Dedmon kicks to Young. There's the triple. Atlanta gets it back. And the dunk by Capella.
Hey, you got to put a body on Capella. I mean, he's a tenacious offensive rebounder and does a nice job using his body.
Murray surveying the D. And he drops it in from the low post. Murray's got 10.
Tell you what, guys, the aggressiveness on defense just hasn't been there this half. Not like it was in the first.
Young finds Dedmon. Back to Young. And it's blocked. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Murray. Hayes is checked in for the Hawks. Labissiere comes in for Clint Capella. Denver also making some changes. Paul Millsap is checked in for Noah Vonleh. Hardaway comes in for Brown. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Jamal Murray. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Shot clock at 5. Young's shot is off.
One made three for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Millsap misses.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
That one goes in. That's now 8 points for Andrew Wiggins.
Off the dribble drive, Wiggins gets a step. Hard to get in front of him after that.
Here's Harris. That one doesn't go. And Atlanta will come the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them. And here's Young from the arc.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch. And the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Here's Young following the basket by Mason Plumlee. And it's Mason Plumlee with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Young outside. 6 on the shot clock. From deep. The Hawks again can't hit.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Nuggets lead by. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. We've got Labissiere. Terrence Ross is out there with Andrew Wick for Atlanta. Now here's Brunson. Back to Millsap. Offensive rebound. Kleber feeds to Millsap. And Labissiere sends it back.
Love how aggressive Labissiere is on defense. I mean, using that wide frame and long reach to turn back shots. You know, even though they're on top in this one, you'd like him to be better out there because he's capable of being better. It sure would make things a lot easier, too.
Now here's Hayes. Labissiere up top. Here's what the Atlanta Hawks have lined up on their schedule. On Saturday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Monday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the New Orleans Pelicans.
Hey, at 6'11" and 225 pounds, length is not an issue for Labissiere. He is long. Somebody who uses his size very well inside.
Atlanta making a switch here. Aminu's checked in, and then for Denver, Valanciunas comes in for Paul Millsap. And Jaylen Brown subbed in for Hardaway. Here's Brown, and finished off by Brown.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Here's Wiggins after the Nuggets pick up 2. Aminu down low. Brunson covering. Yes, that goes in.
No surprise there. I mean, realizing he has the size advantage, he exploits it perfectly.
Got a piece of it. To the paint. Here's Kleber. And he banks in the layup. Kleber's got his first points of the night.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Now here's Brunson. Defense is right there. And that one, good.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Here's Ross. It's rebounded by Brunson.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
Of our Jordan player of the game, Jamal Murray.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on Lloyd Pierce talking with his team. He got on his guys about allowing too many paint points. He said, hey, we've got to be scrappy. We've got to be quicker to help, quicker to collapse the lane. You guys know what to do. Now you got to give me the effort. I want to see some nasty. Kevin?
You know, an area worthy of further development for Murray is keeping his teammates involved.
The Hawks trail by 7. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Solid as a rock from 20 feet away. Young's got 5 points now in the quarter.
This is why people are just so high on Young, because he comes through with big shots in the game.
Pass to Valanciunas. Shoots over Capella. No good from Valanciunas. For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Puts it up from 12. Denver grabs the miss. Here's Harris. The shot's good. And the Nuggets lead by 7.
You know, we talk a lot about athleticism, guys. It's important. And right there, Harris used his well to create for himself.
Now, here is Young. 46 seconds left to play here in the fourth. This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, just got to work that clock and take care of the ball.
Here's Murray, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
Now Aminu, after the missed 3 from Trae Young. Harris with it. So we see Denver get the win here. A solid win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight. What a great attitude. He is a monster on defense. David, thank you. And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. Ingram the 3 and Zion the 4. And it's Adams at the center position. And for Cleveland, we've got Kevin Love. Gallinari is out there with Hayward. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. And it's Nunn in at the 1. Now, here's Clarkson. And it's denied.
And Ball using those long arms to just swat away that shot. I love the hustle. Always nice to have a point guard who can block shots.
Clock at 6. There's Gallinari with the 3. And this is what we've been waiting for all summer long, all off season long. After many months, Doris, basketball is finally back.
And what's incredible, Kevin, is the NBA's popularity just continues to grow. There's worldwide enthusiasm. The NBA players represent the league so well, and my goodness gracious, can they play some basketball?
Interesting how now the league, Doris, is commanding the calendar all year round. It used to be such a seasonal game. Now it's 365 days a year.
So many storylines throughout the course of the summer. Who's playing where and with whom?
And Wide open.
And I think defensively, that is.
Here's Hayward. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
They needed that. Just 1 for 5 to start this ball game.
The Pelicans have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Adams, the pass to Holiday. Top of the key ball. To the inside. Here's Ingram. An easy 2 points on the layup.
And not only can Ingram score from the perimeter, but he can also contribute inside. The way he releases his shot makes it very difficult to block.
Here's Nunn. Pass to Love. Here's Nunn. Gallinari up top. Three-pointer. Hayward. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
And a moment here to check out the stats for Hayward, how he performed last season. Last season chipped in 11 points per game, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. You know, you look at the numbers and you think that this is great, but we know that he's capable of even bigger production.
You know, the numbers look okay, but the eye test tells us unequivocally he is capable of more. That is the sign of a star right there.
Now, here is Gallinari. In the corner, it's Clarkson. Off target from three-point range. For New Orleans, their last game, a loss to the Kings in Sacramento. Of course, Adams, a terrific player on the floor. But you know what? He's a great teammate as well. They always talk about the great chemistry he brings to the Thunder.
And anyone who's had a conversation with Steven Adams knows he is quite a character. This guy is so easygoing. He's fun. I think he brings a great vibe to the locker room.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Now here's Ingram. He's tightly guarded. That one's not going to go. And Cleveland the other way now. Clarkson passes to Nunn. Love outside. Pass to Nunn. Back to Gallinari. From 15 feet away, and that's collected by Drew Holiday.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Here's Ingram. Off the left rim and out. Passed out into the Pelicans. It was a loss to the Kings. Here's Hayward, and that one is good. Hayward's got his second bucket of the night.
Attacking right there. Hayward using the strength that he has built up over the years to finish through contact.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
Well, Gordon Hayward obviously still working his way back to peak form. Let's remember, this guy was an all-star in 2017. We know he can be a franchise guy.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Mahinmi's checked in for Love. Daniel Tice comes in for Gallinari. Troy Brown's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And Harris subbed in for Clarkson. Alexander Walker. It's rebounded by Cleveland. There's 47 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Nunn. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. Moore passes to Miller. Redick is in the corner. To the left wing. Here's Moore. It's hauled in by Brown.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
The offensive rebound. And Tice gets it to go.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
Greg, you have got to put a body on somebody. We talk about it ad nauseum, but you've got to be disciplined with the box out.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Cleveland ahead, finishing the quarter on a tremendous 8-0 run. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Cleveland. And it's it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, on out there with Daniel Tice. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. Then it's Gary Harris. And it's none in at the point. Brown finds Mahinmi. Back to Brown. Down low. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Of course, you and I were just talking about this as more and more players are going public with their trade requests. Do you think that's had a negative impact on the game?
Well, Kevin, I certainly think it makes long-term planning for NBA franchises a lot more difficult because contractually we are not seeing them hold true to the particular organization they may have signed that contract with. The reality is this in today's NBA. You've got to be nimble as an organization, and you have got to be attractive to them. And I mean that with great ownership, great leadership, and who are the players currently in your system. You have got to be incredibly nimble to be successful in today's NBA.
I think you're right on. Here's none. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Goes up on the block. The shot by Mahinmi, no good. The Pelicans have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Moore with the bucket.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance.
The Cavaliers trailing. Harris looking it over. None. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And he's got his first chance at the line here. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Gallinari's checked in. Ingram, he's checked in for New Orleans. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Alexander Walker passes to Reddick. Here's Alexander Walker, guarded by Harris. 5 to shoot. The shot, and that one's good. Ingram's got the game tied up here for the Pelicans. And here's Cleveland. It's off to Charlotte for him after this game as they take on the Hornets. Hit the road with that, the first of a 5-game run. Harris outside. 6 to shoot. A steal and pushing it up. Here's New Orleans. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
Way ahead of the field. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
Big time play right there, showing the activity and ability to impact this game.
Gallinari surveying the D. Brown outside. Just 5 to shoot. And Harris wide open. He shoots wide open, couldn't capitalize.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
We'll talk about bangers in the NBA, Doris, the Australian. Aaron Baines, rugged as they come.
Kevy is the very definition of an energy guy. This man is a great defender. You get blindsided by one of his picks, you are going to feel it the next day. Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage. In a close game, those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
17 points a game, 11 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it, to me, is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
Here's Holiday. And the Pelicans miss again.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
And Hayward at the stuff.
Hayward viciously exploiting the lane to the basket, a resounding message whenever the defense sleeps on him.
Ball finds Adams. Now here's Ingram. There's 48 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Adams, throws it down. If the official calls the foul, it may be a three-point play. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward.
Well, you love when Steven Adams shows his strength. Even with the defense in his grill, he finds a way to score.
Or as you think about the anchor of this team, Steven Adams just holds it down in the middle.
Oh, Steven Adams does so much, but it all starts on the defensive end with this guy. He takes away so much space on the interior. He is commanding on the backboards. He contests shots. Everything you could hope for, Steven Adams brings.
And Adams, no good on that one.
What I love about Steven Adams is he approaches the game with a level of physicality that sets a tone for his team. Outstanding defensively and growing offensively.
Mahinmi's checked in for Gallinari. Mahinmi. 32 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Hayward kicks to Clarkson. To the wing right side. 4 on the shot clock. Shot's good from Love. Love's got his first bucket of the night.
And instead of just trying to draw the foul, Love maintains his focus despite some stiff defense. Great hands, great body control, allowing him to get it done.
Holiday with it. Over Love. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Cavaliers lead by 2. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. The first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. The game was always within a fairly narrow margin, with their largest deficit of the period being 6. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output for both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Well, their shooting accuracy was on point. It was good play calling, of course, by the coaching staff, but it was great execution by the team.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Pelicans?
Well, a lot of their points came in transition. It dictated the pace of the game. It was a fast pace. Put the defense back on its heels. I say keep attacking the second half. Do not slow down.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side, my brother.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Gordon Hayward with another strong contribution so far in this one.
No problem fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half.
And you think back to LeBron's last year in Cleveland, one wonders how differently it may have turned out if Kyrie was there with him.
Well, you think back, Greg, Isaiah Thomas was never healthy. He had been a recent All-Star with another team. They were counting on his quickness and his scoring. But through it all, the Cavaliers reached the NBA Finals. Just another testament to the talent and the leadership that LeBron gives you.
On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. Ingram the 3 and Zion the 4. Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. And it's Adams in at the center, filling out the middle. With the floater, the shot by Holiday, no good.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
That one drops for him.
Gordon Hayward has an exceptional ability to get out on the break. This guy's a terrific athlete who the defense has trouble staying in front of.
Here's Ingram, and slam dunk by Ingram.
Making the most of the screen, that's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Ball feeling it out a bit. Inside, looking for Ingram. He gets it in there. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And Ball sets up his teammates, and when they're open, quick to whip it around. One of the best ball movers in the league.
Ball's not loose, and it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. A different look now for Cleveland. Daniel Tice is checked in for Love, and it's Gary Harris in for Clarkson. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Here's Nunn, guarded by Holiday. Lock at 6. Hayward outside. Launches it. Unable to get that one. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. They'll be off next to Utah for a meeting with the Jazz. That will be the 4th of the string of 5 played on the road. And Holiday kicks to Ingram. When you watch the game now, bigs playing on the perimeter, and who can really defend and hold their own outside the lane we've seen?
Well, you think about a guy at the rim like Clint Capella, who is a great shot-blocking force. But in today's NBA, he's got to be able to guard the pick and roll, make the necessary switch. And because Capella has got great feet, and because he can move laterally so quickly, he might be 6'10", 6'11", but he can get out and switch in the pick and roll. It is a thing of beauty to watch.
Baines, rebound, Gordon Hayward. The Cavaliers leading by 4. For the 3, that's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
You talk about players that have transformed their bodies in the NBA. How about Gordon Hayward? Has added muscle every year while maintaining that speed and agility.
Comes in for Gordon Hayward. And New Orleans also making a change. Moore's checked in. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. To the middle. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Moore's got 5. You know, Greg, when he came into the league, Hayward looked so young. You almost don't recognize him now.
I mean, the suit of armor from his time in the weight room and the hair looking sharp to match.
Holiday. .102 left here in the third quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Melly. And it's off from three-point range. The Cavaliers leading by 5. Here's Nunn. From down in the low post, it goes. Nunn's got 4 points in the quarter.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
The pass to Moore. From downtown, it's rebounded by Tice. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Brown. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Brown's got the lead up to 9 now for Cleveland. And so Holiday will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. It's Redick on the wing. Drops one in from the wing. Redick's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Gets his shot off with great quickness. Redick knows he has the green light to take over.
And so it's Cleveland bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We've got more in store for you right after this. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. We've got Brown. Mahinmi is out there with Kevin Love. Then there's Harris. And it's Clarkson in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Brown the pass to Love. Over Redick. And there's Love. That's good on the assist by Brown. Love's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Cleveland. Ball kicks to Adams. Dishes it to Redick. Passes the ball. Back to Redick. From the arc. Pass the ball. And here's Redick. Pass to Williamson. Sweet little floater.
Second chance opportunities. Williamson explosive into the air with the touch and concentration to finish.
And the Cavaliers call time here. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. In for Mahinmi, and Gordon Hayward is subbed in for Harris. Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for New Orleans. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to listen in on John Beilein's huddle with his team. He talked about the mindset they need to have and what he wants to see the rest of the way. Engagement at both ends and making good decisions with the ball. Guys?
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I'll tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
To the paint, here's Williamson. Count it.
And you admire that assertive aggression from Williamson. Goes right at you when he's in his comfort zone.
Clarkson against Redick. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Occupying that instant offense role, Doris. Jordan Clarkson able to get his shot anytime.
No doubt, Kevin. He's a little bit of a streaky scorer. The challenge is on the defensive end. That's where he has to really improve if he's going to stay on the floor and impact winning.
Free throw good. Clarkson.
The one thing with Clarkson, sometimes he can get a little out of control, and he does a tremendous job creating offense and putting himself in a position to attack.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Nunn's checked in. And both free throws good for Clarkson. It's all right, this is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane, which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner three, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game. But because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
Here's Ball, and the 3 ball is good.
I tell you, it's unorthodox to watch, but Ball shoots the ball with tremendous rhythm and confidence from beyond.
Redick against Clarkson. The shot off that time. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. Here's Williamson, and he uses the glass on the layup. And now just a 4-point Cavalier lead.
This is why they go to Zion. His teammates trusting in his ability to get the job done.
Right side. A basket good off the assist from Hayward. And it's 7 points for Love.
What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. They're behind by 7. 1:37 left in the 4th quarter.
with his work inside. He's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
He's played up to his full potential tonight, and he's been playing to the crowd, too. He loves being the star attraction, even if it doesn't happen on a regular basis. Holiday against Gallinari. Williamson, and the dunk by Williamson.
And the defense learned a valuable lesson there. Don't let Williamson get to that launching pad around the rim.
There's the pass to Love. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got 4 rebounds now tonight, and good that time. Now it's just a 3-point Cavalier lead.
And really an underrated playmaker. Williamson with good court vision and solid decision making.
Passes it to Love. Adams, some nice D.
And his defense is so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Here's Williamson. That one off the back iron and out. And so it's Gallinari with it. They'll bring it up with the Cavaliers. It's a 3-point game. So the wing on the left. Here's Love. Good.
Goodness, what a move there to lose the defender. Got him on his heels, and then he made it look easy from there on in.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're trailing by 5. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
They're trying to get back in this thing. They need a score.
They need to score, and they need to do it quickly, but it is still possible here.
Feeds it to Holiday. Cavaliers with the rebound. And they go to the intentional foul. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Shooting for Cleveland, Danilo Gallinari. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Well, you like when a guy calmly steps up, knocks down the free throws, exactly what you want.
And it's Williamson missing. We see the Cavaliers get the win here. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Gordon, very nice win for you guys tonight.
You know, just proud of the way we fought. I thought we shared the basketball pretty well.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Welcome back to 2K TV. Bill Simmons, the sports guy. Now, the sports guy is your nickname, but if you were a player, what would you have as your nickname?
Washed up.
Washed up.
Yeah.
Stepped it up over the past few months. You can see the jump in his steal numbers, and it hasn't been by accident. He's put in a ton of effort at the defensive end, and boy, is it paying off.
And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Rubio and Booker. They're the backcourt. Hands out there with Oubre, and it's Ayton in at the 5 spot for the 76ers. Markkanen is out there with Michael Porter. Then it's Rodney Hood. Then there's Jakob Poeltl, and it's Simmons in at the 1 spot. Rubio finds Booker. Rubio in the corner. Booker outside. 5 on the clock. Ayton trying to break free. A nice shot by Booker. There's a lot of expectations, high expectations when you're the #1 overall pick in the draft. You know it well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's something that I wanted. Derek Coleman was from Detroit. 2 years earlier, he was the #1 pick, and I'd always been a fan of his, so I felt like he was passing the baton, and I had to kind of do what he did. And then Shaquille O'Neal was Rookie of the Year before myself, and the #1 pick. And so for me, I looked at it as, a pretty big weight, but the honor was more than the weight, and I was honored to be picked #1, and I relished in that, and I had great teammates that allowed me to flourish in that role.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Well, that's something that they scouted him coming into tonight. They know he can make this shot. That's a poor effort defensively.
Now here's Simmons. Count the basket. Simmons got his second bucket.
What focus from the young guard. I like how Simmons stayed locked in on scoring despite the contact.
Simmons against Rubio. Now here's Ayton. D right on him. Oubre on the wing. Rubio against Simmons. And the Suns get it back. Oubre on the wing. Guarded by Simmons. Shot clock at 5. Here's Rubio. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
It isn't the D that causes that miss. That's just a loss of concentration that time.
Here's Hood. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Hard to shake Hood's focus. When he's determined, he accepts whatever the defense throws at him.
And Rubio kicks to Booker. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. Rubio, the pass to Booker. Buries the long-range jumper. Booker's got 7 points.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting He's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Here's Simmons scoring his third straight basket in 3 tries.
Tremendous strength. I mean, Simmons is a rock-solid scoring option around the rim. Yeah, and I love the fans in Philly. They're notoriously prickly, though. They expect hard-nosed effort. If not, they'll let you hear about it.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. As you're talking about the Philly fans, they were even booing their team in that conference semifinal round against Toronto.
Yeah, they got nervous with the season on the line. You can't take it personal. In Philly, they love you just as much as they boo you.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Robert Williams, he's checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Young comes in for Lauri Markkanen. Eddie Osman, he's checked in for Porter. And Glenn Robinson, the third, is subbed in for Rodney Hood.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Robert Williams. That is his first foul of the game. The Suns making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Here's Connaughton. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
That's a perfect setup. Solid screen. Defender can't avoid it. Opens up a clear path to the bucket.
Osman, the pass to Young. Here's Osman. 20 points for him last game against Detroit. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Connaughton kicks to Hill. Passes it to Connaughton. Outside Hill. Over Simmons. Hill, no good.
They know they can't give him that shot. The D's all over it, not even giving him an inch of space.
Out of bounds, it'll go to the Suns.
I mean, come on, fellas, keep your head in the game. I mean, that pass should have been basic.
Suns trail by 3. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Connaughton. Shot clock at 6. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Connaughton's got his second bucket of the night.
And that was the correct play to make. George Hill, a very discerning playmaker.
It's all tied in Philadelphia, and will return shortly. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. What stands out to you guys from the 76ers in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Philadelphia. Robinson is out there with Simmons. And it's Young. Then there's Marjanovic. And it's Osman in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Connaughton after Ben Simmons' bucket. Releases. Kept alive. Diallo. And the rejection by Marjanovic. Here's Simmons.
Oh, nice. The versatility of Simmons is astounding. Amazing. Impressive. Dunks like this are just insane.
Johnson outside. The pass to Bridges. There's Diallo, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Guys sometimes don't make it big when they first get on the scene. Late bloomers that have caught your eye right now in the league. Guys that have really picked up their game.
How about D'Angelo Russell?
Good one,
Let's talk about getting traded, having to move at a young age. That really could be devastating for some players. So for him to have the skill set and the mental frame of mind to fight over that, I love it. And how about Julius Randle? I mean, I didn't see it coming. I knew he was a beast, but he's a beast.
You mean he's a beast?
Yeah, something.
Now, here is Hill. Lauri Markkanen unable to get his last shot to go. Hill passes to Oubre. Diallo kicks to Hill.
his release a little bit.
And not just a scorer, but a distributor as well. Porter's court awareness is really impressive.
Now, here is Hill. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Pass to Diallo. It's back to Hill. Fires from the wing. And he hits the jump shot.
Well, they'll take that. But they got to find a better shot than that on their next trip.
Hood deciding where to go with it. Pass to Simmons. Trying to get open is Marjanovic. And that one's good. Simmons got the lead up to 4 now for the 76ers. Hill dishes to Booker. Pass to Diallo. Hill has the open look. Porter pulls it in.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Great for the Phoenix Suns. With a franchise-high 9-year playoff drought, there is pressure on this team to find their way out of that long rebuild.
And their moves on draft night, they raised some eyebrows. They've got some young talent, but can new coach Monty Williams turn them into a winner? Long-suffering Suns fans certainly hope so.
Here's Hill. Michael Porter making his last shot, and looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, you can't blame the ref for making that call at all. The defense in general is already at such a disadvantage as it is.
Bertle, he is checked in for the 76ers. Here's Booker, and the dunk by Booker.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And rightfully so. Also, how lackluster was the defense right there with the score this tight?
Here's Simmons. The Suns getting the bucket over Nance. No good from Simmons. Oh, Nance in position. And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession.
Yeah, and checking out some stats here for Ben Simmons. Last season, he played outstanding. 6th in assists, 15th in field goal percentage. And he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
And his floor awareness was impeccable last season. As you mentioned, top 10 in assists. Just does a great job of getting everyone involved. Now, here's Rubio. After Ben Simmons' miss. Bridges misses.
You don't see that very often. A wide open three is usually like a layup for him.
And it's Simmons penetrating. Good on the shot. Simmons got 8 points in the quarter.
They have ridden him today, and it has paid off in a big way.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Booker with it. Robinson picks him up. Philadelphia leading by 6. Out left to the wing. Back to Simmons. Standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
I think we played. And I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. That's what we've been talking about.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. Nothing seemed to give way on either side.
And we've got second half action for you thus far. Everywhere.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Monty Williams. Rubio and Booker, they're the backcourt. Ayton is out there at Nance, and it's Oubre in at small forward. And it's Rubio with the ball for the Suns. 6-point game.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
Oh, he's almost 7 feet tall. Simmons is a tough guard. I mean, you got to be careful not to get too physical.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can, at times, be unstoppable. And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, come on, guys. Someone has to rotate over. Defensively, that's just poor communication.
Now the pass to Markkanen. Kicks to Hood. From deep. It's hauled in by the Suns. Ayton's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up